We're good. We're good? We're good. All right, I'm live. Stream seems to be okay. Can we zoom out a little bit more? Is that better? Seems better. One second. I like the camera slowly panning. Beam, how's it going? Clearly, you require your spectators to make your stream worthwhile. Yeah, it was a joke. I thought it'd be funny to make the title sound like I was trying to get some sort of Google device to do something for me. Like what is it? Not the Riker Twitter account. I'm presently learning about enumerators in C#. I'm new to C#, so I'm not getting some behavior I was expecting to be getting. Should be an integer, though. This is what's confusing me. By default, they're stating that if you don't assign a type, it's an integer. Did I do my declaration wrong? Is it... I didn't set public or private. Presumably that makes it private. So if you want to assign a type, you say like this. It still thinks it's the wrong type. Can I expect a type of enum? Is enum a... Type is an abstract base class of all enumeration types. So there's a... Can I... I can't do this, can I? Well, I don't have system here, so if I'm using system... Okay. Cannot convert system enum to int. Let's Oh, is that what that is? I could barely understand what they were saying. Let me get rid of it. Sean, how's it going? How do I user? Spam ban. All right. Yeah, you're right. I was confused. I thought they were talking about... I acknowledged it, but I thought they were talking about the title of my stream. I barely even used basic reading comprehension when I read the comments, so that's why it's why I didn't even realize. Oh man. Not much. How's the roguelike going? Oh god, I know the feeling. Yeah, I had to work on my daughter's room because it was the only time I could. My mom had taken a vacation, and um, and then getting back into it's been tough, you know. And then it didn't help that I was in the middle of porting my code over to C sharp, and because of that, it's I was a week into that before I had to start my daughter's room, and then I come back and it's like I have to like prime the engine again, you know. But that might, dude, I would say you might want to take that as a sign that maybe you should just move on to something else. Like, unless you had huge ambitions, maybe you should just start fresh with something. Yeah. That's can never be bad, right? Good old Godot 4. Okay, what is the point of an enum if I can't pass the parameter over as an integer? Okay, let me look this up. Right. No, that's fine, but in C sharp it's saying that it's the type is should be an integer, but in C sharp when I try to pass so I create a method call that expects an integer and I give it the specific enum, it says, "Hey, that's not a type I understand." So that's what I'm trying to figure out is why even in the docs C sharp says, "Oh yeah, the enum is by default an integer." Each of these should be an integer. So why, if I have a specified type of integer in a method parameter, is it not happy? Yeah. Just a single integer. Okay, so they have this. No, no, no. I just want to pass one value of an enum to it. So like name, like event join, right? And that should be an integer. In this case, it should be the number 1. So I'm passing that through to a function call. I'm experimenting right now with, okay, what if I give it an enum, but that doesn't make any sense. So if I set it back to int, then if I cast the type as integer, it's fine. But it should be an integer. That's the problem. Like the enum itself that I give it is an int. So right now it's saying can't convert bss.event to int. But if I say int event dot join, then it's, lo and behold, fine, because I've specifically told it that to be an int when it's passed, but I don't know why it isn't. I did that, and then it gives out an entirely different error. So like in that case, it's expecting an entire enum, not one of the values. So like if I do enum in here, and I actually need it to be, I need to include system. And maybe that's my problem. Maybe I need system in the other. You know what? Maybe that's what it is. Hang on a second. Let me go back up to the top here. System is there. So now if I try to pass one parameter, it's fine. The fuck? But if I go event is a type, join, so that's okay. But that doesn't jive with me. And now it's giving a conversion error here because try add needs an integer. If I cast it as an integer here, then it fudges up. Yeah, but is it not referenced with a dot? When you reference an enum, should it not be name dot whatever? Not in the function definition. But I don't this is a type, is not a type, it's a value. But the value has a type, right? So like it should be of type integer. It's right down here. So we could just call it state. Actually, we can't. We'll call it state value. So there it is. And then back here, I'm calling it and I'm passing event.join. But state. Why am I doing state? No. But the thing is that's the thing is, what I'm saying is, I don't want this thing to know anything else about what's telling it. I just want to give it I guess I have to cast it as an integer. Because I don't want it to know that it needs a specific enum. Because this is something, it's just a state machine. So I set it up, I sort of prime it, but anything can use it. So the enum that could be, that seems type unsafe, but the enum is the type. The type is an integer, right? I know, but the thing, like, you could say that, but I know how I'm going to use it. So let me do it that way. Is that just not something I can do in C sharp? This just seems weird to me. Okay, well, we'll try that. I have multiple things that could create a finite state machine that I then just give it. I'm using enums as an enum. Yeah. And so that's why I just want to treat it as an integer, because that's ultimately what the value is of the enum. So it's just weird to me that I can't just, I guess that's why I have to cast the type. I don't know. It's weird to me. Yeah, but I'm not thinking in like an OO way. I'm just thinking as a value and using an enum just as an enum. Just like I have a name and a list of like subnames, and I'm just using that, you know. I'm not trying to OO OOP the world, you know. I'm like but okay, well, we'll see. I mean, that it's not yelling at me about that. So there's one other thing I have to do with this to get it to the way I had it. And that is, how do I do events? Do they call them events, right? I believe. Okay. Well, this is where I think things are starting to change, where I was doing things a particular way in GDScript that I don't think I need to do in C# anymore if I go full C#. And one of the changes I made, I'll be honest, is something that people in chat were yelling at me to do, and I didn't really want to do it because it worked fine for me. They didn't like that I had a giant match statement and something about performance, but I said that it was only on a state change, so it's really not something to be concerned about for performance, because I'm not going to have like hundreds of thousands of objects all changing their state at the same time. It's literally it's the game state, so it's not that big a deal. I thought so too. I'm pretty sure it is. I thought it was more performant than doing like a conditional, like an if. Yeah, because you get some caching benefit with it, if I'm not mistaken. Or you can, depending on how, But anyway, so what I added was on the event, you can add state. And then all this is doing is saying, if this state occurs, then call this function. That's it. And this is coming from the thing that created the state machine. So this originally was just a bunch of matches. Like when the state would change, I would emit a signal saying, "Hey, the state changed," and then I could connect over here. I would create a state machine. Here I would pass it the enumerator. I would just give it the enum on the whole, and I could just do that. Can I just pass the? That's how I was doing it. But you can't assign an enumerator after the fact. Anyways, when I would pass those enums in Godot, it came in through it as a dictionary, right? So, and I could still do this. Actually, I could do this in C#, but I don't think I need to, and cause I don't know enough about C# where I know that there's probably a way better to do this. Well, but the thing is these are two separate state machines. So I just created one for events and one for what I'm calling time. And whenever I want to change their state, I just say like time. In Godot, in the GD script, it would be time dot set state, and then I'd give it the new state, which would be one of the enum values, one of these. So active or paused, or I'd say event dot set state, none, join, whatever. And then when the state change happens, it sends out a signal saying, "Hey, the state is changing." And then I can have a list of actions that occur when the state has changed from one specific thing to another or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Anyways, so I would know the state is going to change and the state had changed. So I could do something before and after if I needed to. And I could also get I don't know, there's a lot of little things that I would use occasionally for it, but I had built this thing out as this useful, it was like a switchblade for me for this particular pattern, I guess, that I used all the time in Godot and GD script. So I'm trying to kind of move it over to C#, so that I can just say, "Hey, here's a state machine. Hey, the state's changed," and just give it the enum value. Be like, "Here's the new state," and then it goes, "Okay, I'll let everyone know." So, anyways, I think I can get it. But this callback thing, this was what kind of screwed everything up. This was per some folks' request, which essentially all this did is it basically got rid of the signal system that I was using, and instead would call back if I could register, and I could register the callbacks. With this, I could register it anywhere where I could say, "Hey, call this function over here." when the, but I don't know that I'm a fan of it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean this is how it looked originally in GDScript. Um but yeah, like I said, this whole add state thing, this was relatively new and I'm not a huge fan of it. But in the end it ended up breaking everything out into their own functions, literal functions, which I guess is handy. But I originally this was just these are all here were just in a giant match statement, which for me was totally fine because I had one place to look at. When the state changes, here's the list of like, okay, it changed from this to this. Okay, here's the logics of what will occur, you know, in that particular state change. Anyways, method to call. So on the state change, well, that's the thing is I don't know that I can pass it because I could just pass it the enum. That's what I was doing in GDScript, but I don't know that that's possible in C#. Because to me, an enumerator is a static thing. So I think in C# we do have access to. There's the system enum templates. Oh God, I don't want to go. That's too much of the dark arts. There is the enum class, so I could theoretically just pass it a list of values. So I could do get values and it returns an array of the constants. So that could be the same thing. So if I yeah, I'm really new to C#, so that there's a lot there I'd have to unpack. I'm not familiar with templates. Okay. So it would be like this. Like that. When I'm doing the instantiation over here. And then over here, for types instead of values. Okay, that's new to me. Template. So where does that go? So it would go for types instead of values. Let me go. So, but in my class declaration here, where am I? Where's this happening at that I prep it for that? You start with my class. The class declaration. Where's some docs on this? Yeah, I'm not reading the Godot docs. I'm in C# docs right now from Microsoft. Is this an interface? Is that what you're describing? Generics. Okay, so they call them generics. So if I go here we go, generics. Okay, yeah, so this is it. In C++, gotcha. Is the naming... Okay. So that didn't yell at me. But okay. But it's not. No, this isn't right. I'm going to keep going down where I was going. Cuz I still want to be able to just cuz it is a value I want to give it. I want to give it the enum value, not the enum type, or not enum as a type. So I guess what I'm just confused about is, it's my understanding, if I'm understanding this right, if I say season.spring, that should be a value of a okay, it says an enum type is a value type defined in a set of name constants of underlying integral numeric type. Why are there so many fucking... Okay, so use the enum keyword in the enum members. By default, the associated constant values of the enum members are of type int. I guess. Yeah, I mean, that's what I want to do. So, but if I do this, I don't know what value, like, I don't, if I say this, I'm saying, maybe we can try it. I don't know. But okay, so if I go here, it still doesn't like the use of this. Sorry, it's a stupid camera. How do I move the camera? God, everything just sucks. Okay, so I can put this here, but it's not going to let me do this. Can I convert type state enum to int? That's because it's an enum. The value of the enum is an int. That's the whole fucking thing. So I don't know. I think I'm going to go like this. I can cast the type when I don't like it. Okay, let me just see. I think I got the rest of this. Right, but is that going to know when I pass one value to it, or is it expecting just the enum passed to it? Because I just want to give it one value. You know what I mean? They have like a playground to test some C code in here, right? I just want to test it. Let me right, okay. But again, that value should be an integer. And what I'm already seeing when I do this, so if I go state enum, and then I put this in here, state enum. Now, if I pass that value into something that's expecting an integer, I still run into the same damn problem. And now it's actually worse because if I try to declare the integer, if I try to cast it as an int, I mean that the enumerator, this spring is 0 integer, summer is 1 integer, and so on and so forth. So if I passed, let's say it was season in the constructor, and then I passed season.spring, I just want the damn integer value. That's all I want. And I can't, and even doing it this way, I can't get that unless I cast it when I pass it, which doesn't make sense to me because okay. So if I do, because what I'm trying to do, hang on a second. I think I follow something here. Something's clicking. If I change the dictionary that I'm trying to use this for, instead of being an int, if I say state enum as the key, does that solve all of our problems? And then here, if I'm passing, when we instantiate on the finite state machine, we give it the event enum, and then we pass event.join. There we go. Okay, this is making so because I'm trying to do a lookup in the dictionary. Basically, I'm trying to add this as the enum into. Okay, thank you so much, Sean. Thank you so much. All right, that for some reason it was a long way around it for what I was trying to do, because we were focused on just a method call, but then it like clicked. So I really appreciate that. Okay, okay, because now I didn't know that there was a difference. This is gonna sound stupid, but I didn't know that there was a difference between a type and a value in this world. If that makes sense. Yeah. But regardless, that thing. So I think I get it. I think I'm gonna have to do some more reading on it. Honestly, I don't like this. I'm gonna tell you, I don't like this. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Like having to do. It's too much though, in my opinion, because I don't need all of this. You know what I mean? Like, it's too much. But then the language is forcing me in a way to do this, and that's when I start to find like, there's certain things about this that I don't like. But I'm sure other people would love this stuff, but it's not for me. Well, but that's the thing is, I know what I want to do. Let me do it. Right? Now I have to think in this way. I'm dropping frames, it looks like, for some reason. But I have to I don't know. It's like I just wanted to give a goddamn integer. You're telling me an enum is an int, and then when I pass that value, It's like, no, no, no. It's you didn't say the magic word. It's like, I don't care. I don't care. Enum. No, it's like, let me just give it an int. Anyways, sorry. Okay, so we're almost there then. But I know this is so simple to me that I don't know. Dude, for me, like all of this, like, you know, these greater thans and putting them in there and like, just like a lot of this, it's just starting to feel like a lot. And I feel like you could just go code blind from how much there is. I don't even know if that's a term. Now, see, this is going to be mad. Because now this breaks. Okay, I gotta go look up. Yeah, it's too much. Because it's taking away from, like, this line of code will execute this thing. It's getting into an abstract too much for my tastes. So let me look up the setters. Int only setters. Yeah, and then they ultimately concede. Okay, so set. Here we go. So instead of saying an integer, we say state enum cannot implicitly convert type int to state enum. Get. So, okay, so state enum. Okay. Previous state then becomes, where are we setting? Previous state here is, okay. State enum. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. Almost got this squared away. So now we're using okay. So this is where we're almost there. So the only thing I need to figure out is how the hell do you pass this to how do you pass a reference of an object? Okay, it says using generic type state enum requires one type arguments. Keyword this is not available in the current context. Is that because we don't exist yet? Is that part of the problem? So if I do this here, if I say game event equals new finite state machine event this, yeah, it's because we're doing this too early. Okay. So, oh my God, all my mysteries, the mysteries are going away. Using generic type, finite state enum requires one type. So I can assign the type early here if I go events. And time. Okay. Okay, so then we finish. Okay. My God. Dict itself uses enums. Well, dicts can be whatever you want. What's really cool about the C# dictionaries is you can have the key be, you can tell the key what type you want it to be. It could be of any type. And generic. My bad. Gotcha. Yeah. So I do like the dictionaries in C#. They're far more powerful than in GDScript. It seems like on first pass to me. Okay, so now this is where I might be breaking the rules. But I would like to call a referenced function. I mean, can I do it as... If we do it here, method to call, can I pass the method? Can you do, can I do this? Method group. So can I say instead of string, it's a... So what is method name? Okay, hang on. Okay. So we're definitely going to have invoke parents something Okay, so I need, if I do events, I need to declare the event. Event handler, type event handler in this example. Progress. Delegate type. It's funny though, they don't actually show okay. Okay, I think I get the I like the way I used to do this because even with this, it would be cleaner because I could have a single event saying state changed and a function that gets called, a method that gets called for that, and then do a match on it. Wouldn't that be easier? Feels like it. Instead of registering every single right, I don't think so either. Okay. All right, so that's what I'm going to do, which means I'm going to have to This list will get smaller. Okay. So if I create, let me see if I'm. So how about after these? This is a nice event. The irony being that I already am using a name called event here, which now I don't want to because we're sharing a lot of variable names with reserved words. Okay, so event state changed. Then file list args is the okay. So then when you invoke so what is this name here? Right. That's the name of the event. The type of event handler. In this example, type of event must be of delegate type. Okay. So if we're doing it the old way, the event should be over here. And then we just call it state changed. I guess I just don't understand why are there so many, like why this like why is there so much progress. So this subscription. So we do want it to be public. Okay, it's starting to cook in my brain. Believe it or not, this is like literally if I wasn't streaming, this is exactly how I learn. I'm just like reading and then thinking and then reading and then thinking. Okay. It's getting there though. I can feel the connections being made in my brain. Devro, thanks for the raid. You guys can sit here and watch me struggle. How's it going? You've been working all day, Dev. You started early. Did you stop and then come back even? I'm Schadenfreude for viewers. People just love to watch me struggle. Take great pleasure in watching the pain. Hey, Sticks. Usual 2 hours? I don't know why it felt like you're going on forever. Sticks. Did he tell you to say that? It cuts deep. The dev say to ask about it. Well, let me give a shout out to Sean. And then we'll do a shout out to Sean was helping me out today. And I had a big revelation. Sean Dewhurst here. And Sean's been on like a month-long break and is wondering if he just wants to ditch his current project or not. But I learned something about C# I was not expecting, so that was good. And presently we're learning about setting up events and I guess we could call this state handler. We'll just use that term. And then we'll say that the thing is called state change. I think I'm getting this though. Do we not? Is that not how it works? Did I do something wrong? Does the event go outside of the... type? The type or namespace name? Type. The type of the event handler. And then let me give a shout out to Dev. Looks like the music stopped. Oh, by the way, Sticks, thank you so much for the music thing. I started playing like copyrighted music yesterday, and then everyone freaked out on me. So now I'm like, okay, maybe I should be a little careful. Yeah, it's working great. Didn't know I had a bunch of bootlickers on my stream, but apparently that's just the case. No, I didn't. Nice. What's ArtStation? Is this the new like? Is this the new DeviantArt? I saw a Miss Pac-Man ad today. What? For what? So it's like a running gag for Father's Day. I keep getting these color change Pac-Man cups, and by the end of the year, they all just rub off. And like, even if I'm careful with them, they just get destroyed. So I've had to say no more color changing Pac-Man mugs. It's just not, please. I really do need a break. Is it okay if I play around? You guys okay with that? Okay. My brain, I can feel the brain. Do you ever feel like you feel the pudding in your brain start to coagulate? I know I accidentally left the mic on last night, so let me know if it's fuzzy. I might have to replace the batteries. Am I okay? It seems like it could be fuzzy, huh? Is it fuzzy? It's fuzzy, isn't it? I'll go get another battery. I can get another battery. How are we doing? We're good? Or fuzzy? I'll go get another battery. I'll be right back. I'll keep the mic on though. Let me get the... Whoa. Hang on. I'll just zoom in for now. Oh, messy house, messy room. This isn't a house though. Although, apparently for the city inspector, it's quite a valuable piece of property. All right, let me go change the batteries here. I'll be right back. I'm taking you guys with me. All right. Okay, it still seems fuzzy. Is it still fuzzy? Yeah. Maybe if I change frequency. Still seems fuzzy. Why is she still fuzzy? Let me get rid of the filter. Oh, the volume's way high. There we go. How's that? Let me get rid of the equalizer. Okay. That should be better. We're good? Okay. Now I should be able to get chat and everything going next to me at the table. I might want to try 2 rounds here. Oh, let me get the music off while we play. Okay. Oh my God, that was close. Oh no, Cherry. I'm sorry, Cherry. This is where I get super paranoid. So I don't have any backup. All right. Almost a perfect board. Goddamn massacre. Almost a perfect board. Oh, come on.
Run! All right, guys. Give me some space. No! Ah, dang. Oh well. Just a little bit more patient at the end there. Got to be a little more smart about the power pellets too. Not bad though. This dang joystick will unscrew itself. So the early game, I think, is just about like how long can you go clearing things out till you have to use a power pellet, and if you can avoid that as long as possible. Oh shit, I set myself up for that one. I got psyched out. Dang it. That was a needless loss right there. I feel like this board is actually easier than the, God dang! I'm talking too much. Ah, I lost it all. I gotta do another one. I gotta do another round. Do I try? This is gonna be tough if I can do this. Yeah. I gotta do it again. I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm so close. I can do this. I can do this. One more time. Give me in. Give me in. I can do this. I know I'm so close to the high score. I just got sloppy there at the other batch. I can do it. I can do this. Of course, this is a bad start. Lose 1,600 points right there because I got, God. All right, hang on. We're doing this. I'm gonna start over, totally. I'm starting over. Gotta do this. I can do this. I know I'm there. I'm mentally, I gotta get past being psyched. We can do this. God, I'm being... All right, let's just keep going. If I can't do it, I can't do it right now. It's not looking good, boys. See, that's that. I could have wiggled out of there. I'm doing awful. I'm gonna throw it. I'm throwing the game. We're starting over. This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. All right. Here we go. One more time. One more time. Okay. Everybody, this can happen. All right. So here's the funny thing about this high score. I got this high score without even trying one day. My kid was calling for me to play outside. I was like, okay, one game. And I just played it. I wasn't even thinking, and I just blasted through it. And it was like one of the first games I played when I got the thing back. I know I can get in the sixes. It's just I'm rusty. Also, this is without the speed hack. And I actually think I can get higher scores on the speed hacked boards. And I'm not actually quite sure why. I think it has something to do with it actually makes it, I don't know, it makes something easier. Oh, God. That's knowing your ghosts right there. I knew exactly what each ghost was going to do in that scenario. Oh my God, that was ball clenching. I have this board down, like when I'm really focused. I feel so naked without my power pellets. Leave me alone! Okay, that's a perfect board right there. Man, you can't get better than that. Ah, come on. Shoot. Give me those pellets. Ah. All right. That wasn't bad. Ah. No, boy. Ah, I got too tricky. Ah. Woo! Oh my God, no! Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, this could be it. This could be it. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. We're halfway. We're 10,000 more. Shit, that's it. All right, we're gonna have to put a stop to this, but I feel so close to this. I got a little sloppy there at the end. Oh, I'm so close, I can feel.
I can't get any better at the first board though. That's like perfect. But we're getting there. Whew. Yeah. I mean, I've gotten it to 4 a couple of times. But I will say that my meta, like the meta for me, has changed a lot. And so that's changing how I'm playing. So I'm taking things that I would have considered risks but aren't, but kind of are. Anyways, it's interesting. It's fun. I actually feel a bit safer on the second board, even though I play, and that's why I'm dying so much, because I'm being too sloppy in it. I feel like the first board is actually harder, depending on where you end up with, in like near the end when with your pellets and everything. Okay. The type or namespace. Type or namespace. The type of event must be a delegate type. So event handler is a type outside of this. A delegate type. The event delegate type has a void return. Here's invocation. Here's a subscription. So is the thing they're not showing that this is... Okay, let's go back up here. Defining events and subscribing and unsubscribing from events is an extension of the syntax for delegates. An extension of the syntax for delegates. The corner troubles are a trap. Yeah, try to do them early. If you can do them early on the board, then it's everything else is cake because you don't have to think about them. But yeah, the corner tunnels on the top. You're talking about on the second stage on the top. Yeah, and the top one it costs because you have to. But the thing is you can kite the ghosts. You'll notice that I was doing a lot of the board, like you can group the ghosts, and I'm just not confident enough with that yet. But like at the end, you'll notice on the first stage, like a lot of times I leave a lot of pellets on the bottom. And if I was more confident in my grouping with the ghosts, I would just go down there and get them with them chasing me. And I would know if I believed in myself enough, they would just, I know that I can get them to follow me in a way where I can go down there and do it and it's not even a risk. The 4 ghosts do have a different AI. Yeah. So the way it works is, so this, imagine for a moment that this rock is you, Pac-Man, and or Miss Pac-Man in this case, the better Pac-Man. Oh, here we go. I need something circular that... Okay. So, let's imagine that this general this is the direction that you're pointing, that you're going as Miss Pac-Man, right? So, the red ghost draws a vector, essentially, of wherever it is... There's, if you imagine a line being drawn from the center point of you, based on the direction that you're going, the vector will go in that direction in the at the length, the equal of the length of however far away the red ghost is. So the red ghost, technically, you can think of the red ghost as always trying to get in front of you. All of them follow the same rules for when the directions that they pick when they're going to pick a direction. There's a hierarchy. There's essentially just an array that they go through of which one is the first one I can use to continue to follow the rules that I have, right? So there's that, just to know that they all follow the same rules as far as the directions they go. Unless they're scared, then it's random. But otherwise, it's not. Okay, so that's the red ghost. The orange ghost is always going after you unless it's within a certain circumference of you, and then it runs away from you. So you can actually kind of follow the orange ghost around and you can push it away from you. Unless it's in the bottom left-hand side of the screen, that's its home base. All ghosts follow the rule of chase and then retreat. When they're longer, they're always in a longer timer for chase than they are in retreat. When they're retreating, they go back to their homes. The orange ghost's home is the bottom left. The red ghost's home is the top right. The pink ghost is the top left. And the turquoise ghost is the bottom right. Now, the pink and the turquoise ghost behaviors, I always get mixed up. So the turquoise is almost seemingly random. The pink ghost is always trying to get in front of you, like 4 spaces in front of you, no matter, depending on what direction you're facing. Now, when I say these behaviors exist, they only exist when they're at a point at which they could make a change in their direction. So these rules really only technically apply when they've reached a corner at which they can turn. It's some sort of intersection. Then the algorithm kicks in, so to speak, and it goes, okay, where am I going? All right. So if you know that, you can kind of intentionally push them around. And if you can get the pink and the red together, they'll group together. Once you do that, then it gets pretty simple because of the algorithm that the teal is following then starts to coalesce as well. But grouping them is a little difficult because you have to use their AI in a way that you know that they're going to go around a space and then meet up together, and then you'll get them hooked together. The turquoise is the hardest to predict because the turquoise uses a combination of your position and the position of the red ghost. And it does sort of the same thing that the red ghost does, but it's based off of your position, the red ghost's position, and then it draws a line equidistant from, if you were to be the circumference of the circle and the red ghost is the center, it's going the opposite of that. So you can think of the red and the turquoise ghosts as like working together to try to get around something and get to you. So I shorthand that because the turquoise ghost is like the most dangerous one because it's the most unpredictable. Because it's based off of your direction, so it really can screw things up. But I always think of it as it's gonna try and get around and get the jump on me by going around something. So, and that's usually true. But yeah, the orange ghost is where you can be all like cocky because you pretty much know you can always predict where it's going to go once you know the pattern of the directions they pick to go in. Some other things to keep in mind when you're playing is that when you're eating pellets, that slows you down. You can turn faster than the ghost can because there's a little bit of coyote on the turning in Pac-Man. If you miss the turn, you can still make it if you do it within a certain fraction of pixels. And then the other thing is, so knowing that you turn faster and that pellets slow you down, when you're trying to get away from the ghosts, try and go in a direction that's free, that doesn't have pellets, and turn as often as you can if they're like right on your tail. What else? Yeah, and then there's just like the timers for everything get shorter and shorter as you get further along. And so eventually they're always in chase mode. They never retreat. And that's when it's it's ball clinching the whole time. And that's with the high score that I got to the third board, and it's a big red board. It's kind of intimidating. I know if I played in the higher speed, I could get to that board no problem. But I feel personally that playing on the lower speed is actually more challenging. The higher speed is fun. It's way more fun because it's like super fast. But yeah, I think the slower speed is actually harder. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just an idiot. Yes. And the thing is you can always tell when they change modes because they'll change their direction when they're not at a intersection. So when you see them switch directions and they're not at an intersection, that's when you know that they've switched modes, and that's why it's a little dangerous to just follow behind the orange, because he can switch back to chase or to go home, and he will change directions when that occurs. And then when you do the power pellet, they move in a completely random way. Although I do personally feel like I get a sense of where they're going to go for some reason. So I feel like it's something about RNG or something with that. I feel like I can sometimes really predict it, or maybe I've just gotten really good at knowing the odds instinctually of where I should head to get the most of them. Anyways, it's fun. It's a good game. There's so much like polish and good game feel and like graphical presentation. I mean, there's a reason why it's a classic. It really, like, everything about it was just like fine tuned. And Miss Pac-Man, I'm talking about Miss Pac-Man, not Pac-Man. And I love the story of Miss Pac-Man. Is the it's a group of Americans at MIT that are basically creating a ROM hack. And then I forget how they get a hold of Namco, or Namco gets a hold of them, and they end up putting it back and turning it into Miss Pac-Man. And they fixed a bunch of issues with the original Pac-Man as well. All kinds of little improvements that really go a long way. Anyways. Okay, let's go back. So we're going to learn more about delegates, because that's... Function pointers. Oh, the music. So this is a declaration of a delegate, and then they're adding event to it. Okay, so in this example, so if I go And T is just anything. I can call this anything, right? And I don't necessarily... So these are called identifier. Can I just go state handle? Int. State handle integer in T. What the hell is this? Okay. Oh, yeah. We're gonna slow it down a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna tell you about a thing called love. Yeah. Baby. I won't tell you about a thing. Baby. Wanna tell you. Make sweet, sweet love. Let's see, new file list. Args. Baby, baby, baby. Mm-hmm. So this isn't going to work here. The type of event handler, file list args, in this example must be of the delegate type. Okay. That's there. There are a number of conventions that you should follow when declaring an event. Typically, the delegate type has the void return. Void return. Okay, what am I not getting about... So this is technically like a... So can I do this with delegates? Maybe, Mariano. I'm learning. How'd your oh, you didn't have the appointment today. No, it's tomorrow. Yeah. You're making a lot of good progress on there's no winning, only suffering. This is 100% true. Guys, I'm so close to that Pac-Man high score. I swear I'm so fudging close. No. Code leads to pain. No, code leads to bugs. Bugs lead to pain. Sure feels that way. Trying to understand delegates in C#. Okay, I think something is appearing in my brain. I don't think we need to do any of this. So this is the only part I don't understand. Because then it says new. So if I say new state enum value, is that really all it's going to take? Cannot create an instance because it does not have the new constraint. Right. Does this, can I just make something up here? What is it expecting here? Delegate type comparison in T. Type, but it's, I can't make a new. Do I do, I can't do this. A new expression requires an argument list. That didn't work. Yeah, I see what you're thinking too. You are beyond my knowledge. I'm deep in the woods right now. I'm definitely beyond my knowledge, but I feel like I'm touching. I'm Icarus. Was it Icarus that flew too close to the sun, or who was it with the wax wings? Yeah, he flew too close to the sun. It's so funny because I'm basically done. I just like a couple of these patterns that I have to convert over to C#, and so it's taking all this extra learning, and I'm getting there. I'm so close. All right, let's look up enums, because maybe there's a way to get. Let's look up the where is it? Here we go. Let's look up system enum. Nice. Shano. I'll do the high score. Well, let's try it. The twins. You guys are like, oh God. See, if I make a Harry Potter comparison. And the only reason, because I've never read the books or watched the movies until this year. I started reading the books to my daughter. All my friends are warning me. They're like, she's too young. It's too early to start reading those to her. Because I guess they get pretty dark. Thanks. Let me turn the other mic down.
All right. I could use the break. Okay. So I've mentioned a podcast to Practical, and I'm talking to Mariano to interview him, and I wanted to kind of specify, or at least to clarify what I was imagining. 69 high score. Hell yeah, let's do it. Let's get the music down. And I guess I can clarify what I mean by, well, the idea I had for it. It was going to be, so in my mind, I would be interviewing, it would be kind of an informal interview. I would maybe email or DM the person ahead of time and be like, here's the kind of the things that I want to touch on. If that makes you think of anything else you'd like to bring up, like let me know ahead of time so I can do, if I need to do a little bit of thinking or whatever, I'm a little bit prepared. All right, so here's today's, or this last round's high score. All right, let's give it a shot. Oh, main screen's showing. Okay, I'm gonna die. We'll start over. Sorry. Somehow I didn't die. Ah! See how they all changed? So the reason, I have a theory as to why you can move around corners faster than the ghosts, and I think it really comes down to they didn't normalize the vector for directions. So you're going at a slight angle and it gives you a little bit of a boost. And I think that's a result of them trying to implement a sort of coyote time to your movement. All right. Oh, that sucks. So you'll see that I had to get the pellet early, and that means that the ghost changed. He didn't change because of that. Okay, not getting a good high score here so far. Margin of error timing when you grab the pellet too. So the hitbox is actually, there's no hitbox in this, so to speak. There's the exact coordinate position of the ghost. You have to be exactly where the ghost's coordinate position is in order for them to, quote unquote, like hit you. So the other interesting thing about that is that there's a glitch because the refresh of the ghost's position and yours is not in sync, and so you can actually, if you wiggle the controller just right when you're about to get hit by one, you can pass through them. Ah, that sucks. When I talk, I start to get screwy, so I gotta focus. But you have to do it just right, and it's really hard to do it on a cabinet like this because this isn't the OG joystick style. The other ones are a bit springier. Ah, I gotta stop talking. I want to do it again. I want to do another batch because I'm fucking up because I'm talking. Oh, that's it. Almost punched my ticket right there. But let's not be a quitter here. There's still a chance. But you start to get like an instinct for it, as far as like whether or not you'll be able to hit that pellet and get the ghost in time. But I think getting better at talking while I'm playing is actually not a bad thing. Oh God! Woo! Oh, I could do so good. I'm actually doing really good, and I'm just making these little tiny errors. There's also, you know, the one other thing I'll say real quick. Is when you actually break down the board and the pixels and how it's all drawn, it's really strange. Because they really thought about making your character larger on the screen. And so there's a lot of, the numbers for the pixels and everything are not, there's a lot of weirdness with it. To try and get it to make your character seem so much bigger on the board. Oh, danger zone. You see the timer for, not bad. Should I do another one? Should I do another one? I want to do another one. I'm going to do another one. One more. So the other thing that's really beautiful about the game is that you can lead the controller. Oh, that was too early. Ah. So you can push where you want to go early, and that way you can really get around the corners like a lot quicker than. Come on, Cherry. I won't let you down, Cherry. I won't. No, Cherry. Shit! Oh. Almost a perfect board. The fruit score changes 100, 200, 500, 700, 1000, 2000, 5000. Every stage clear, the fruit changes and the point value of the fruit gets higher and higher to the point where it's extremely worth it to get them if you can. And every little bit just counts, you know? Is that the Fibonacci, the way that the scores for the fruit work? Oh, shit. Oh, boy. Dang it. Woo! If there's 700, then no. No, yeah, because it's, yeah, you're right. 100 plus 100, 200 plus 300 plus, yeah, no, that's not right. Shit! Ah, I set myself up for that one. All right, at least I didn't lose a fruit. Couldn't have asked for better timing on that, though. Woo! Run for it! That's it. Punched my ticket right there, I could tell. Damn. All right, let's go get those pellets over there in the corner there, and then we'll come back. God dang! Oh, Lord! Oh! I want that pellet. I want it. Give it to me. But I can't get the last little bit of it, otherwise the game will be over for the board. All right, let's close it out. Shoot. Leave that little bit of... Now, I believe the fruit come out after you eat a certain number of pellets. So if you were really good at counting fast, you could know exactly when it's going to come out. Danger zone. Oh man, this is going to be tough. Ah. Shit. That sucks. All right. Last life. God dang it, I got psyched out. Ah! All right. Good night, Sticks. Yeah, exactly. You want them in chase. And then that's when you can kite them. You can kite them towards you, and then you go in for the kill.
I feel if I can just stop being so sloppy on the second board, I know I'm close to breaking through. Oh, it gets worse. They eventually stop doing anything. All they do is change the direction of the ghosts. I mean, I used to be so good at this. It's just I'm an old man, and that was back when I was a youngin'. It's a young man's game. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Dandy McGee. Let me see if I can get the username right. Channels, live channels. Dandy, dang it, I got it wrong. What am I getting wrong? Oh, I put dangy. Dangy McGee. Hopefully that's not some sort of insult. Dandy's a very well-versed programmer as well. Doesn't do any dev on stream, but he's good to have in your chat if you need help. So if you ever see him in there, coax him to stay around. Yeah. But today's been a day of learning. I'm learning about delegates and events in C#, and so I'm just doing a ton of reading. New expression requires an argument list. I guess what I'm confused about. What was my score at the end? Oh, it was 38590. That's what I'm trying to understand. They're like what you would use for like lambdas and stuff. Let's see. If we go back to introduction to delegates, late binding mechanisms in .NET. Late binding means you create an algorithm where the caller also supplies at least one method that implements part of the algorithm. Okay. So you actually, as a parameter, are passing methods. Okay. So that's already kind of helping me. The caller supplies at least one method that implements part of the algorithm. So I give it the method. Okay. So how do these tie into events? Okay, I think I'm getting there. This is one of those things where I need the light bulb to go off. I know I'm close to understanding it. So okay. It's just some of the syntax I just don't quite grasp. Like this is supposed to be of type, but then they call it like a function here. That's it. This is it. This is the thing. Okay, hang on. Okay, wait a second. I think I'm... Comparison T, comparator. So then there's comparator, and then they do comparator, and then they pass these two. Okay. So that's the invocation. So hang on. So in this case, we say we invocate a state change. Now, hang on. Or invoke. We invocate. Invocate. Hang on. Progress, invoke. And this is on what? When you want to raise the event, you call the event handlers using the delegate invocation syntax. Delegate invocation. So there's no mention of invoke here. Invoke delegates. The above line invokes attached to the delegate. Dinner intent. Okay. You treat the variable as a method name and invoke it using normal method call syntax. Okay, let's go back up here. Events are like delegates, a late binding mechanism. In fact, events are built on the language support for delegates. Okay, so I did this because I thought I needed it. Invalid namespace or name state handle. Now it's saying, are you missing a directive or an assembly reference? Namespace or type name. State handle. I guess we should do it while, since it's getting late. Yeah, it's a long movie too. And then, but my Miss Pac-Man score, I remember back in the arcade, I would get around, on average, a normal game at my prime. I was getting around 600,000. I could at least get to the third board. Like almost like every time. No problem. Get to the third board. Okay, so it's saying here the type of event in this example must be a delegate type. So that's what we have here. Now, if we go over to delegate, the code that the compiler generates when you use the delegate keyword will map to method calls that invoke members of delegate and multicast delegate classes. So here's a delegate class. Samples delegate. So there's a string int my method delegate. So my method delegate. And then we do stuff to it. What is the string? So the string is the return. Okay. So we want to return void. Okay. And in this case, can we do state enum? How do we have type safety with this, though? That's the return. Okay, so this here, it takes an integer and returns a string. So what is this in thing? Do I need that? So state enum. Okay, I wanted to ask you guys a question. I don't know how many people are here right now. I was talking about the podcast, right? Okay, so I was imagining an interview format. I was imagining bringing on people and talking to them about game development, asking them about their history of like how they got started, you know, that kind of stuff, and also their like design philosophies and just all, you know, wherever the conversation sort of leads. Based on what I know about them and what they're working on and all that kind of stuff. And maybe there'll be something in the like current zeitgeist that everyone's sort of talking about that can be brought up and discussed as well. And then just hopping around to people and finding different devs and stuff and doing that with them. So that was a basic idea. And I have a name for it in my head, but it's super nerdy, but that's intentional. It's like a callback to like old computer club kind of things. But I don't know if that would be a turnoff. That alone would like make people want to not watch or listen, I guess. Yeah, it'd be like one-on-one. Cannot be used with type arguments. The non-generic type cannot be used with type arguments. Oh, peer-to-peer? No. Is this you, Dev? Oh, Jesus. Let me go. I'm going to skip forward. Yeah, this is totally not what I was thinking. But this is great. I love it. This is like the late night TV show format. Yeah, this is great. I love it. This is insane. This is insane. The amount of production in this. I can't imagine the work involved in getting this going. That's insane. That's awesome. Non-generic type cannot be used with type arguments. Non-generic type. Okay, so we can do void. All right, state handle. Wait a minute. So for invocation, we do need. Okay. Starting to make sense. Okay. I think I'm getting it. Okay. Is it not in? Oh, no. Yeah, this would be identifier is this. Okay. And then we set. Okay. Because it does not have the new constraint. Okay, so that means type. And it has to be named. Okay, so let me do this. So I'm going to do test. So of a type state enum, we're going to call it test, and then we're going to pass test into here. And then the namespace, the type or name test could not find. Type. What is it talking about type? Do I do T here as well? They don't give a full example. That's all right, let's continue on. Here's an initial event argument declaration for finding a sought file. Public file found args. See, this is like the missing link right here. So let me go back. And they're referring to that as this is the. All right. I gotta go. I'm getting close. thanks for hanging out, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. I hope that you're doing well. I'm as far as I guess I don't really have a question. It's more of an idea. So I'm gonna try to kick it off. I'm gonna try to talk to some people and see if we can't line something up. And I'll have to get like the audio thing kind of figured out because I'd prefer to have good sound. Maybe not on the live. If we did it live, I might not do it live depending on how the person feels about that. But that the audio capture on both ends is combined into a better sounding thing. And to truly use the term podcast as in like an RSS feed, that whole thing, and not just like a live stream. So I'm gonna keep working on it. Let's see if we can find somebody new to raid. Do you guys have any suggestions? I could search Godot. There's me. Why am I on the screen right now? Shh. That was weird. Maui Game Studio. Someone's AFK. Should we raid somebody who's AFK? No. All right, we're going to raid Nektu. I don't know if that's how you say it. Hopefully I got it right. See you guys tomorrow. Much love. I want to start streaming longer. I got to figure out what works in my schedule to do that. Much love, everybody out there. Peace to you as well, Practical. Shit. I was going to play your game. You got to remind me when you're on here to play. Okay. All right. For sure tomorrow or Friday. But I definitely want to play. I want to get you on Discord and have you on the call while I play, if that's cool. And I might even set it up so I can sit on the couch and play on the TV. Friday will be the new version. Okay, so we'll plan for Friday. But no pressure if crunch time, you know. All right, cool. All right.